The sky over Clark Air Base, Pampanga, was electric with anticipation. As the first rays of sunlight crept over the horizon, the vast expanse of the airfield shimmered with promise. The air was thick with excitement, a sense that something historic was about to unfold. Every corner of the base seemed to hum with energy, as if the very ground itself was aware of the significance of this day. On the tarmac, officials and airmen stood united, eyes fixed on the horizon. Their uniforms crisp, their postures proud. They represented not just the Philippine Air Force, but the hopes of a nation. Some whispered quietly among themselves, while others stood in silent anticipation, hearts pounding as they awaited the arrival of something that would change the course of their service. November 26, 2025. This was no ordinary day. It was a day marked on calendars, a day that would be remembered for years to come. Preparations had been underway for weeks, with every detail meticulously planned to honor the significance of the occasion. The base buzzed with activity, from the ceremonial guards to the support crews, all working in harmony for this pivotal moment. Suddenly, a low hum grew into a powerful roar as 5 S-70i Black Hawk helicopters appeared, slicing through the air in tight formation. Their sleek silhouettes cut across the morning sky, engines thundering with purpose. The sight was both awe-inspiring and reassuring, a testament to the skill of their pilots and the technological leap the Air Force was making. All eyes followed their approach, a collective gasp rising from the crowd as the helicopters drew nearer. Their arrival was more than a delivery. It was a declaration of a new era for the Philippine Air Force. These helicopters represented years of planning, investment, and international cooperation. As they descended onto the runway, the sense of pride among the gathered personnel was palpable. This was a moment of transformation, signaling the Air Force's readiness to face new challenges with modern tools. The helicopters touched down, kicking up dust and pride in equal measure. The ground trembled beneath their weight, and a cloud of dust rose, briefly obscuring the view before settling to reveal the gleaming aircraft. Applause broke out among the spectators, a spontaneous outpouring of emotion as the reality of the moment set in. Pilots and crew emerged, faces set with determination. They had delivered the future. Each step they took was measured and confident, embodying the spirit of service and sacrifice. Their journey had not been easy, but their arrival marked the beginning of a new chapter for themselves and for the nation they served. The nation's capacity to respond to threats and disasters had just leapt forward. With these Black Hawks, the Air Force could now reach remote areas faster, deliver aid more efficiently, and protect the country with greater strength. The possibilities for humanitarian missions, search and rescue operations, and national defense had expanded overnight. For the Air Force, these Black Hawks were not just machines but symbols of modernization and renewed commitment. They stood as proof of the nation's resolve to invest in its future, to protect its people, and to stand tall among its peers. The insignia on their sides gleamed in the morning light, a proud reminder of the journey that brought them here. The world was watching as the Philippines took flight into a new chapter. Cameras flashed, reporters took notes, and the Philippine flag fluttered proudly against the backdrop of the new helicopters. This was more than a military event. It was a statement to the world that the Philippines was ready to soar higher, stronger, and more united than ever before. For decades, the unmistakable wop-wop of the Huey's rotors echoed across the Philippine skies, becoming more than just a sound. It was the very heartbeat of the Philippine Air Force. The Huey was not just a machine, it was a symbol of resilience, hope, and unwavering service. Its silhouette against the horizon was a familiar sight, a promise that help was always on the way. The Huey ferried troops into battle, braving hostile fire and treacherous terrain. It rescued the wounded from the front lines, its doors open to those in desperate need. In times of disaster, when typhoons and earthquakes struck, the Huey brought hope, delivering food, medicine, and relief to the most isolated communities. For countless Filipinos, the Huey was a lifeline, a guardian in the sky. But as the years passed, time caught up with this legendary workhorse. Maintenance became a daily struggle, with spare parts growing scarce and repairs more complex. The demands of modern missions, faster response, greater range, heavier payloads, began to outpace what the aging Huey could deliver. The Air Force faced a difficult truth. The era of the Huey was drawing to a close. The need for speed, range, and power became undeniable. New threats and challenges required a new generation of aircraft, machines that could fly farther, carry more, and respond faster than ever before. The future demanded innovation and adaptability. Enter the S-70i Black Hawk, a worthy successor, engineered for the challenges of a new era. With its advanced technology, greater capacity, and formidable performance, the Black Hawk is ready to build its own legend in Philippine service. Pilots and crews speak of the Black Hawk with awe and excitement. They are eager to master its systems to fly farther and faster than ever before. For them, the Black Hawk is not just a new helicopter, it's a leap forward in capability and confidence. This transition is more than just swapping hardware, it's a profound shift in mindset and operational capability. Training intensifies, new tactics are developed, and the entire force adapts to the possibilities unlocked by this modern aircraft. The Black Hawk is a true force multiplier, bringing tactical advantage, flexibility, and reliability to every mission. Whether supporting ground troops, conducting rescues, or delivering aid, it expands what the Air Force can achieve. As the Hueys retire, their legacy of courage, sacrifice, and service endures. Generations of pilots and crew remember the lessons learned and the lives saved. The Huey spirit will always be part of the Air Force's story. Now, the Black Hawks carry that mantle, poised to write the next chapter in Philippine skies. They stand ready to answer every call, to serve with honor, and to inspire a new generation. A new legend is ready to take flight, one that will shape the future, just as the Huey shaped the past. Comparing the legendary Huey to the modern Black Hawk is like putting a classic sedan next to a high-performance SUV. Both have their place in history, but the difference in capability, technology, and performance is staggering. The Huey, with its iconic silhouette, represents a bygone era, reliable, beloved, but undeniably limited by the standards of today. The Black Hawk, on the other hand, is a product of decades of innovation, designed to meet the demands of modern warfare and humanitarian missions alike. The Huey, a Vietnam-era icon, was rugged but limited, single-engine, modest payload, analog controls. It was the workhorse of its time, carrying troops and supplies through hostile territory, but its technology was basic. Pilots relied on analog dials and switches, and the aircraft's single engine meant there was little margin for error. Its payload and range were enough for the missions of its day, but as threats evolved, so did the need for more advanced helicopters. The Black Hawk is a leap forward in every sense. Twin engines for greater power and safety, advanced avionics with digital displays, and the ability to carry more troops, faster and farther than ever before. Its cockpit is a digital command center, giving pilots real-time data and situational awareness that the Huey could never match. The Black Hawk's design reflects lessons learned from decades of combat and rescue operations around the world. With its powerful engines and cutting-edge navigation systems, the Black Hawk can insert a full squad at nearly twice the speed of the Huey, even in the most challenging conditions: bad weather, dense jungle, or the dead of night. Its ability to operate in low visibility and hostile environments means missions that were once considered high risk are now routine. Survivability is transformed. The Black Hawk is built with armored components to withstand enemy fire, crash-worthy seats to protect its crew and passengers in emergencies, and integrated self-defense systems that can detect and counter threats automatically. These features dramatically increase the chances of survival for everyone on board, turning the helicopter from a vulnerable target into a resilient asset. Missions that once needed several Hueys now require just one Black Hawk. Its increased capacity and efficiency mean fewer aircraft, fewer pilots, and less logistical support are needed to accomplish the same objectives. This not only streamlines operations but also reduces risk and cost. The Black Hawk's external cargo hook is a game changer. It can lift artillery, vehicles, or tons of supplies, vital for both combat and disaster relief. Whether it's delivering food and medicine to remote villages after a typhoon or transporting heavy equipment to the front lines, the Black Hawk's versatility makes it indispensable for military and humanitarian missions alike. For the Philippine Air Force, this isn't just an upgrade, it's a transformation. The arrival of the Black Hawk marks a new era in capability, safety, and mission readiness. It signals a commitment to protecting the nation and responding to crises with speed and confidence. The Black Hawk brings the fleet into the digital age, ready for the challenges of the 21st century. Its advanced systems allow for seamless integration with modern command networks, making coordination and communication faster and more reliable than ever before. The difference is night and day. The future has landed, and with the Black Hawk, the Philippine Air Force is prepared to soar higher, respond faster, and protect better than ever before. The Black Hawk's arrival revolutionizes the armed forces' ability to respond fast, more troops, more quickly, over greater distances, a game changer for counterinsurgency and rapid reinforcement. Its lift and range mean supplies reach even the most remote islands, rain or shine. In disaster, the Black Hawk is a lifeline, evacuating families, delivering aid, and flying doctors into the heart of chaos. Its medical configuration turns it into a flying emergency room for isolated communities. The sound of a Black Hawk is the sound of hope. The nation's response is now faster, stronger, and more reliable. The Black Hawk is the new face of rescue and relief. The Black Hawk fleet marks a strategic shift in defending the Philippines' vast archipelago. Its speed and reach allow rapid deployment to distant islands and contested waters. In the West Philippine Sea, Black Hawks can quickly reinforce outposts and deter aggression. Operating from Navy ships, they create mobile, flexible defense platforms. Adversaries must now reckon with swift, unpredictable response. The helicopters are chess pieces, moving quickly to counter threats, reinforce positions, or conduct reconnaissance. They also combat piracy, smuggling, and terrorism, projecting power across the nation's maritime borders. The Black Hawk is now a strategic tool for sovereignty. The S-70i Black Hawk is flown by the Philippines' closest allies, unlocking new levels of cooperation. Shared platforms mean seamless joint exercises, shared tactics, and mutual trust. Filipino crews can now train and operate alongside American and allied forces, building real interoperability. Logistics and support are streamlined, with a global supply chain for parts and expertise. Advanced training abroad elevates the Air Force's skill and professionalism. The Black Hawk strengthens alliances and signals a serious commitment to regional security. It's more than hardware, it's a diplomatic bridge. The Philippines stands taller among its partners. A high-tech helicopter is only as good as its crew. Transitioning from Huey to Black Hawk demands rigorous training, simulators, classrooms, and real-world flight. Pilots master advanced systems, night operations, and tactical maneuvers. Maintenance crews become experts in complex engines and electronics, ensuring peak performance. The Air Force invests in its people, sending them to specialized courses and learning from global partners. Well-trained crews and diligent maintainers are the backbone of air power. This commitment ensures the Black Hawks are always ready, reliable, and safe. The focus on people makes the fleet a lasting asset. The Black Hawk's true strength lies in those who fly and care for it. The Black Hawk's arrival is a symbol of national pride and progress. For Filipinos, it inspires confidence in the nation's ability to defend itself and move forward. For the armed forces, it's a morale boost, proof that their service is valued and their safety prioritized. The Black Hawk embodies the AFP modernization program's promise, a credible, modern defense force. It reassures taxpayers that their investment builds real capability. Internationally, it signals the Philippines' seriousness as a regional player. The Black Hawk is an ambassador of a new, confident nation. Its presence lifts spirits and expectations alike. The 5 new Black Hawks are more than machines, they're a promise kept. They form the backbone of a faster, safer, and more capable armed force. Their impact will be measured in missions accomplished and lives saved. The Black Hawk closes the technology gap, readying the Philippines for modern challenges. As the sun sets, their silhouettes stand as sentinels of hope and security. The journey ahead is one of training, integration, and continued progress. With Black Hawks in its arsenal, the Philippine Air Force is ready to guard the skies and protect the nation. A new era has taken flight, the future is secure, and the horizon is bright.